I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. So yes, guys, welcome to the Will I Am Brothers podcast, aka the official Black Eyed Peas fan show. We don't agree with domestic violence against garden vegetables, but we love the way it sounds.
You're right.
It's just dawned on me what we're actually doing tonight. William Bros like the beer,
Yes.
not the hip hop group.
No, not like through the first 30 seconds of that. I kind of thought you were having a stroke,
Oh,
and now like the later 30 has definitely confirmed it.
They look a bit strokey, did it? I'll
Yeah.
promise to keep my hands out of my trousers for the rest of the podcast. I feel embarrassed, to be honest. My bad. Well, a bit disappointing, but we got to do the other show now.
You were going to do that introduction with guests as well.
Welcome, of course. I love an audience. Well, welcome to the Lager Logs Points of View. Thomas Stew. I'm Thomas Stew. Say hello, Stew.
Now that I've sucked all the air out of the room, it's me, Stu, and I'm here to drink beer with some bird Tom.
Was that a good introduction? I'm only pulling your leg, Stu, and your leg, Logs fans. We're here once again to deliver the finest gourmet 5-star reviews, views, and ballyhoos on all things beer. It's another night of liquid lunacy as IPA and IP after the show. Stu, my co-pilot, my companion, my character witness. How are you?
I am good. I've got a wee bit of a headache, and I'm hoping beer will make it go away.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, we'll be able to fix you, buddy. We will. If beer can't fix it, I don't know what will.
It's like, wait, am I sober? What is this? Oh,
No, not for any longer.
Oh, no.
Don't worry.
Close the curtains.
I'm going to rush through this, man.
Open the fridge.
Buddy, don't worry. It's coming. Because tonight we've got an absolute scorcher of an episode. William Bros returns with a vengeance and hits us with a 1-2 punch of their double Joker IPA and Midnight Sun Porter. We're hoping for a double knockout, but we'll settle for a single power nap. I get really tired in the evenings, you know. Stu, back to Scotland again, my man. The things I do for my art. Jeez.
Aye.
We're
There you go.
bringing the Scottish Thunder once again. So let's do it. First up tonight, I don't know whether you agree with this order, but I thought go double Joker.
Yeah.
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 I think it's a bit stronger, but I think, well, a lot stronger, but I think doing the port first might ruin
right
it.
into the porter.
No. Okay. Well, I'm glad you agree, man. So let's roll with that. Yeah, as I said, it is the Joker. Well, this is the double Joker. A beer we covered all the way back in season 2. Is here seeking revenge, but he sent his older, funnier brother to do the dirty work. Stu, have you ever heard of Williams Bros?
Yes. It's like,
on the grapevine, heard about it.
Do you ever go to Lidl's or Aldi's or any shop in Scotland? You'll find Williams Bros.
They seem to get around from what you've told me, bud. Yeah, real.
The market.
It sounds like a severe lack of stock over here, sadly. But I'm glad that we've managed to kind of finally get it over here and soon into my belly. You ready, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a little bit of fun?
Yeah, it's very excited to come out and meet us.
I thought you were drinking out of a champagne glass, and then I saw the angle. Very classy way of doing things, Stu.
So tell our audience why this could be lethal.
This definitely looks a bit lethal to me. It smells a bit lethal too. Wow. It smells really like grapey, getting like really strong grapey vibes. I'm looking forward to
second I opened the bottle.
It's foamy.
You smelt it. Like, you're just like it's in it, like there's a smell. Ooh, we've got notes, ladies and gentlemen.
I think you're right about that, buddy. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Woo!
You all right?
Wow, wowza, I don't think so. Wowza. Mm. Yeah, I really like that. It's really fruity, like proper. Yeah, it's got that proper kind of grape hit on the back end. That's lovely.
I'm not getting that, but
No?
it's really smooth.
Smooth? Yeah, just about to say, bud. That's the other thing that's really striking about it. Wow. Okay, enjoy that, Stu, while I fill the audience in. Yeah, with Double Joker IPA here, standing at an agonizing 8.3%. An Imperial or Double IPA from Williams Bros, aka Heather Ale Limited. I mean, that's what my PayPal receipt said. They are a family-owned microbrewery founded by Bruce and Scott Williams in 1983 as a homebrew shop in Glasgow. The story really kicks into gear when in 1988 they produced a brew on request of a lady who came into the shop seeking to recreate a recipe handed down to her through the generations, and that brew was the 17th century Gaelic recipe inspired Leanne Freyk, pronunciation probably not so hot on that one, aka Heather Ale, that would eventually evolve into their iconic Freyok or Freyoch Heather Ale. Initially, production began in a tiny brewery in Taynuilt railway station.
Okay.
With the
moonshine
guys,
in the railway. That's fine.
yeah, that's how it started as a moonshine outfit. With the guys producing just enough to supply a handful of pubs in Scotland, but as demand grew, they relocated to Maclay's Brewery in the Scottish town of Alloa, which is a really hard place to say goodbye. So, Stu, let's take a break
Alloa.
there. What have you been indulging with this week, buddy?
Since there's been a little break between our recordings, I've managed to consume a little bit more than usual. 3.
Okay.
3. It was Fierce Beer's Another Peach, which is their peach pale ale.
Yeah.
That was quite nice. It was surprisingly more tart than I was expecting.
Okay.
I've gotten used to having peach beers. I think there was a peach pale ale from Aldi's. That's done by William Brews, specifically for Aldi's. And then I had one from Cold Town Beer, and that was like their summer fruit beer. And it was another peach pale. And so I kind of got used to expecting kind of a nice light peach flavored pale ale, but this one was just like really tart. Just like Christ, the fruit's been left for a lot longer. Like it's got a more bitter, tartar taste to it. But
the fruit flies have gotten to it.
Oh God! I opened the tin and they all got out. It was like the mummy.
Yeah, it's strange you say that because I think a lot of them have the peach, or if they're going to pick a fruit, they normally go peach. It's quite a soft taste, isn't it? It's not too harsh, but it's surprising that this one was very like sour almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of days later, I had 7 degree brewings. It's like a brewers from Dundee. Their East Coast Cloch, KOLSCH.
Klosh?
Yeah.
Clash and
And
Klosh?
it was just kind of like a lighter lager beer.
Okay, that sounds good.
And it was quite nice. I just kind of sat down, drank it, as everyone else does in the world. Like that was a really pish description of a beer.
Is that what you do with beer? Jeez.
I drank it and I was like, fuck, that's a beer.
That's a beer. Nice.
Yeah, just like there wasn't like fruit notes, there wasn't tart or sour. It was just like
simple, straight to the point.
Yep.
Solid brewski. Nice, man. That's awesome.
Then the next night I went off the fucking ledge and had something completely just what? Fierce beer again.
Yep.
This was a part of their small batch edition. People like buns.
Oh, is this the cinnamon bun one you were talking about? Or
Yes,
the one you showed me?
cinnamon
Wow.
bun ale.
How was it, man? Was it sweet? Does it?
I don't know why I
No.
bought it, to be honest. Like, just like, okay, I like a cinnamon bun. That
Mm.
you like get the ones you get for littles. That's a
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
cream bun.
Sweet.
But a cinnamon flavored beer, cinnamon flavored ale,
Not
and it
gonna
was like
work.
take a wee drink, and I go, my face would screw up, and I go, well, it's drinkable.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a real
I,
shame.
yeah, I think I'd got halfway through the glass and just kind of just threw in the towel. But
Oh,
it
that
was kind of
sucks,
like,
man.
what did you expect buying a cinnamon bun beer?
Yeah, I would expect something quite overwhelmingly sweet, but
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
like,
seem to be the case.
and it's the same. It's got like a tag team partner, Take a Break, which is their Chalk Waver Pale Ale,
Mm.
and it's like, man,
Is that not copyright infringement?
so take a
It's gotta
break,
be. It's gotta be.
take a break, have a beer. No, um, so it could be, I don't know, it might be nice. I might set myself up to fail again. As part of my inquisitive nature of,
I hope so.
I've never tried this beer. This sounds funny. Let's have this. This you. And just buying the weird and wonderful beers that no one else will touch and is probably being reduced by about 50 pence in the shops now.
Well, it's probably a case of seeing funny at the time, which is the story of my life, really. That's yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but you know what? Good on you for taking taking a spin on these brews that seem a bit off kilter.
Yeah.
Good work, my friend. Anything
No,
else?
no, that was my three weird
No.
and wonderful beers of the week.
Lovely stuff. So for me, on the weekend, I think I sent you a picture hinting at this a couple of weeks ago, but I actually went for it. I completed the Birmingham pub stroll,
Oh,
a 5 bar pub crawl in and around the city. Two of my best buds, my man Scotty Too Hottie, the birthday boy himself, Glenn Morangi. Shout out. 5 pubs, 5 cascales, £5 shawarma before bed. Yeah,
man, you sound like the Avengers.
it was
Save the fucking galaxy. And
Look, I was eating it before it was cool. Okay. So yeah, it was, it was a bit touchy about that for some reason. Yeah, it was Saturday night. We completely fucked up by only giving ourselves 3 hours to complete it because we
were you
met
running
about,
across town,
oh man, yeah, we were. We
jumping
met
hedges
about,
like you're Simon Pegg?
there was a little bit of that, but yeah, so yeah, we met about 8 p.m. Did a desperate ring round to check closing times of the last few pubs because the websites all said about 10 o'clock. Like on Google, we were like shit. But yeah, the last one ended up being midnight in the end, but that was still not enough time to do it. But anyway, more about the beers that I
Yep.
sampled on my Universal Credit World's End. The county's conclusion, if you will. It all started out fantastically with the Titanic twins. I've spoke about these before on the show.
Yeah.
Always raving about them, but had their plum porter and then their stout, both exquisite, always reliable, and came home with a beer mat of theirs. So quids in. Um, Things started to get a bit ropey with a couple of milds one after another. We were like, "There's mild on tap!" Like we're just surprised and like really excited. But we had Black Gold mild from Castle Rock Brewery and Dark Raven from Beowulf Brewing Company. Some real epic titles
Mhm.
bestowed on these two bevies, but they were okay. I'm lumping them together because they were both very similar. Didn't really taste like mild to me, almost like a very faintly fruity porter.
Right.
As I was saying, I really appreciated mild being on the menu as it's one of my absolute favorite styles. But yeah, no great shakes with those two. But finally, because we completed the crawl after a desperate back-breaking, wind-sucking jog to the last joint because we were pretty pissed up at that point, and we were
Yeah,
taking ages to
it's
get
brave to
anywhere.
start jogging.
Yeah,
Because you've got that thing where it's like, I feel like I have countless energy.
Well, I
You'll be
definitely
flailing
did.
arms and legs.
Yeah, I definitely didn't. I thought wrong. But yeah, man. So we were, you have a few, and then you're just taking ages to like do anything, and we kind of we lost track of time a little bit, but we got there in the end to last place. We got a free pint for
Oh,
completing the crawl, and we
oh,
sampled Hobson's best bitter, and it was pretty rough. Which sucked because it was kind of our celebratory prize, but
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it
it's a
was
free beer.
fine. Yeah, it was absolutely fine. But yeah, it might have been because it was I don't know, it was a long night of fruity beer, so that one might have got lost in the mix a little bit, but it was
Aye.
fine, nice and malty, and we even got rewarded with takeaway cups because they were clearly fuming. We showed up at 11:59 demanding 6 pints. So we had the last beers to go, but yeah, fantastic night. The quality of the brews unfortunately kind of degraded a little bit
Mhm.
as we went on, but had a fantastic time. Discovered a couple of pubs I never even knew existed, and drank free beer. So cheers to that.
Yeah.
Mm. But yeah, great weekend, dude. Great weekend. I would wholeheartedly recommend running from pub to pub next time you're on a pub crawl. Shu, how's the beer working for you?
It's quite nice. Nice hoppy cold beer,
Mm.
and I finished it. I was going to take my time with that one because I
Just
thought
downed it.
it's 8%. You should really, you know, travel with care or drink. Like take your time, enjoy it. And then it was like, oh crap!
Whoops.
Someone's in.
So,
Why
where,
am I
what,
feeling all warm and cozy?
well, me too. But while I'm finishing off, why don't you let the people know how does it compare to standard Joker for you? And have you got any double IPs that you could mention that it compares favorably to or unfavorably to? Because I can't really think of any that I've had. It's not
Um,
really a very common style.
no, I think obviously this definitely packs more of a punch than its predecessor, Joker.
100%, yeah.
I remember us drinking that one thinking, it's kind of your standard IPA. And then by the time we were finishing it, it kind of crept up on us and we were a bit more, well, I was definitely a bit more tipsy than I expected.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, this has worked on me. This is good. But, and this is, well, it's next level. They've doubled
Definitely,
down.
dude. Yeah.
So I can't think of any more puns, but it's fine. The
I remember you're right because I remember thinking, if I am remembering correctly, I remember thinking that it was a solid, like I think starter IPA we
Yeah.
said, or like a gateway IPA, but could definitely do for maybe your more seasoned veteran a little je ne sais quoi, a little bit of
Mm.
extra, and I think this definitely fulfills that kind of that notion that we had about
Aye.
beer. It's a lot better for me, and it's really nice. It's really fruity, but there's no harshness there at all.
No, no.
For an 8.3% beer, you would expect that, but
It's just full
uh,
of flavour.
it's not at all. But yeah, is there any double IPAs that you remember
The
having?
only
Or
one that jumps to mind is Broughton Ales. They done a double IPA, and I think that was maybe my first tangle with like the higher percent beer that goes
mm,
beyond 7. I think that one was either 8, 8.5 maybe, and
yeah.
it was I think I remember my description from last year where I was like took a big glug of it and then I had a real bitter kick. That one was like malty, and
Mm.
after I had it, it was just like, oh shit, that's me for the rest of the night. Like I'll finish this, but I'm gonna be rendered useless. Don't expect me to do the ironing because it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's all over after that one, buddy. Yeah, I think I can't think of one that I've had. Possibly I have, but in the past, but nothing that springs to mind. Because as I say, it's a bit more like a rarer style. So it's nice to kind of to be able to try one tonight. So okay, on to our second boy of the night. Look at this. Big
I know
boy over here, man. That's huge, isn't it? 500 mil.
Bugger. How much mil is this?
It's 500, I think.
500
mil.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sorry,
it's
I
big
thought
boy.
you said 400.
No,
Shortchanged.
I think I was gonna say I got the babby one. No, Double Joker is 330, your kind of standard bottle, and this is your big boy. So yeah, this is the Midnight Sun Porter. This is the second build on our tantalizing tag team tonight.
This scares me. This
you look terrified. I'm really looking forward to this.
this
really
quote on the front is
Stu's going to hate
spicy.
this on the front. Yeah, they knew their audience.
I mean, it makes it just about as appealing as the new Marvel movie, rich, dark, and spicy. Fucking that film, The Eternals, is being described again with 3 words as well, but one of them was fashionable. What? That's how you're marketing your super diverse superhero movie? Fashionable.
Yeah, I think that's probably on the money there, to be honest, man. This beer says that it's an instant classic on the back. So I mean, Williams, bros, come on, kind of, slow your roll there a little bit, bro. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I would like
bros,
to be proved wrong.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. So it smells. Ooh, I'm almost getting like barley wine kind of odor from it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I could see that.
It smells really strong, and this one is only 5.5. So let's see how it compares to our previous brewski. It was just pure sludge.
Can't even see me through the glass.
Thank God.
All right, beer goggles.
What is it like? Kind of reverse beer goggles is working the other way. I'm getting less and less attracted to you
other than
as he continues to drink. Jeez. All right, you just going in for a little shot there, bud. You don't want to go.
Yeah, I'm not pot committed. It's okay. Like going for a sample.
Yes, I'm committing 100% to this. Cheers, bro.
Cheers. Okay, more mild, lighter than I expected.
Definitely, it's very smoky on that initial taste, but there's not a lot of back end to it. It's a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be.
Kind of glad that they've held back on the smokiness.
Yeah, I'm getting more stout vibes than porter. There's not a lot of sweetness to it. It's just kind of. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't say stout vibes on my end.
No,
I definitely like. I feel it has nailed it when it's saying it's a spicy porter. Like I'm kind of getting that spicy taste.
Yeah, I don't get. I'm getting smoky taste to it. Definitely richness. Yeah, there's a richness on the initial taste. Not a lot, as I say, kind of on the back end, but. It's not bad. I mean, as you mull over that, Stu, let me continue my little kind of backstory into Williams Bros. So yeah, here we have Midnight Sun Porter sitting at a fiery 5.5%. And to jump back into the history a little bit of the company, a smidge production continued at a new purpose-built brewery and premises in Craigmill, Strathaven between 1998 and 2004. And it was in 2004 the company moved again to the 4th brewery at Kellybank, Alloa, where they are the last remaining brewery in the former Scottish brewing capital. This is where they officially became Williams Bros and have been brewing under the name ever since. The company specializes in historic ales and utilizing natural Scottish produce. And amongst all their weird and wonderful craft beer in their back catalogue are Caesar Augustus, a lager and IPA hybrid. Gros-Sete, a gooseberry wheat ale from a 16th century monk recipe, and Kelpie seaweed ale, which could make an alcoholic out of anybody.
Jesus, I'm going
Did you
to
like
drink
that
to that.
one?
They're driving me to
Drink,
drink.
drink to it, or okay, that's it's fine. Right,
Make it go away.
would you? I'll leave if you want. Right. Topic 2 of this evening. Listeners' questions. Here we go. Here we go. So, first one of the night is Tanner Gook. Tanner Gook 94. He or she says, my question would probably be why the average ABV seems to have crept up and up over the last 5 to 10 years, especially of fairly mainstream brews. Stu, do you want to lead on this or?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, what's your thoughts, man?
Part of me feels like they're just catering kind of toward more of like a niche audience, like your craft beer aficionados, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's just like kind of like your average lager is always kind of between 4 and 5%. So I mean, you could drink craft at 4 and 5%, but even in my own fridge, the majority of the beers I've bought in recently out of like these beer festivals, it always seems to be 6 and above. I mean, I've got the majority of the beer I have is between 6 and 8.5, I think. So I feel it's just this crafty in the craft nature of brewing always seems to be higher percent, and I haven't drank enough to kind of determine with a higher volume equals a higher flavor or a more stronger taste. Because you don't want to just take a drink and it's like, man, this just tastes like a 4%.
Yeah, dude. I think what I've come to kind of learn with doing the show and drinking a lot more beer is I don't think the alcohol volume. I don't know why I said it like that. Alcohol, like kind of Christopher Walken a little bit. But I don't know whether alcohol volume has really kind of any say sometimes because we just had the double Joker. That's 8%, and that doesn't even taste like an 8% brew to me, which is really interesting. So I think maybe it's like a modern thing that the brews are kind of getting a bit more deceptive, but
I feel maybe they're becoming more adventurous. Like even like talk about Brewdog for a moment, where like how they couldn't just have sort of one hazy Jane.
It's
true.
A
whole line.
Yeah,
because they can't settle on a fucking number. Like pick an ABV, stick to it.
It's true. It's true. There's a demand, maybe a demand from craft beer fans, definitely for the stronger brew. But like, I think you're right because I think it's the craft beer that are making it seem like everything's higher. But I think the actual mainstream finger quotation brews, I don't think I've noticed that myself. I think if anything, those mainstream with finger quotation beers, I've actually got weaker. You know, I know Stella is a big one that only recently, Stella Artois. I want to say that the last couple of years reduced their percentage a smidge, along with a few others. John Smith's definitely did, reduced it by a few decimals. And I think that has a lot to do with people being more health conscious in general. But yeah, I think it's the infiltration of the craft beer and them taking up a huge chunk of the supermarket shelves. And as you say, some of that being quite a high volume, that it's kind of confusing a little bit. And it seems that kind of beer in general is a bit more higher percentaged.
Yeah.
But I was reading earlier that anything less than 3% now has a substantially lower tax rate. So I think that has a lot to do with why they're creeping lower and lower in terms of my theory. That I think it's the mainstream brews that are, in air quotations, are going down and the craft beers are going up. I think that's my perception of it.
And also explains, because obviously they do have that tax on your volume in beer. So the higher the volume, the fucking higher the costs it comes to buying these things.
100%. Yeah.
Go into any craft beer shop, and you're looking at beers that are starting from £5 to £10, and
You're right, man.
Going into a craft beer shop and spending £10 and coming out with like 2 cans, 2 cans of beer, not the tropical bird. I don't know why I had to
Let me write
explain
that one down.
It's like, why the did you know they were selling these in the craft beer shop? 2 cans. No, sorry. Maybe I'm just thinking of Guinness. I'd seen.
Yeah.
They used to have 2 cans as part of their marketing, didn't they?
That's might have that might have been what happened, but
but yes, or should I say 2 tins coming out of the craft beer shop with 2 tins of beer, and just crying, thinking,
what have I done?
If I took this to Lidl's, I'd be a king.
What would you do in the supermarket if you had a £5 for a night in, Stu? You haven't answered that question before, so answer it now.
Hey, you slashed my budget in half. That original person gave us a tenner.
Yeah. Forgetting. Jeez, I'm forgetting our own back catalogue. Shocking. It's terrible.
Don't paint me into a corner where I could only get a half decent 4-pack.
Really?
And a fucking past it sell by date cheese pizza.
I was gonna say you need the cheese pizza. That's the most essential.
It's gotta be the fucking kid size for 49p.
Right, before we
I just used it to wipe away my tears.
Before we get completely off topic, let's jump onto the second question, which is from Sheffield Beer Belly, which is a fantastic name. And he or she asks, "What's the best glass you drink out of?" So we're gonna we plan to have a little show and tell here, I think.
I guess,
which would be nice. Obviously, you're not gonna get kind of what we're going for if you listen to this, but
we will paint a picture.
Yeah, me and Stu are going to enjoy it either
with our words, our mouths. We will paint a picture.
Okay.
Artists.
I trust you.
We're wordsmiths.
Yeah.
This is my favourite tumbler. It's made of glass.
I'm really getting like show and tell.
Question.
Kind of, year one reception show and tell vibes from this whole topic. But yes, anything else you'd like to say about the glass, Stuart?
I drink beer out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like you got piss in there at the moment, bro. What is that?
That's I guess the remnants of a double Joker, you prick.
I thought you cleared that out, dude.
I know. Obviously, some came back.
I don't know.
I didn't throw up into a tumbler.
It's not wine tasting. You don't, taste it in the mouth and spit it out. Just swallow it, dude.
But no, this is like one of these kind of not round tumblers. It's the
snifters. Snifters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the tumbler I prefer to use when I'm drinking IPAs, anything hazy, a little bit fruity, because it is a good tumbler where you can kind of stick your nose. Jesus Christ. You could stick your nose in, not Jesus Christ, but you could stick your nose into the tumbler.
He had a few noses inside him.
Moving on. So you could stick the nose into the tumbler, get a good sniff of the beer. Especially when it's like fruity, hazy. Like there's always you want to catch those good notes.
Good call, man. Yeah, good call.
So that's the ideal tumbler for that. Also, this is my cool brewing tumbler. But I did get, I think for my birthday, it was the San Miguel tumbler, which everyone's kind of seen. It's kind of the same as this, but it's a bigger waist.
Yeah, it's got a bigger battery on it.
Goes up and it is. It's just a lovely tumbler to drink beer out of, and you get some premium swishing. You can sit and swirl the beer about, get a good sniff, and then when it comes down to you're just drinking beer, you don't need to stick your nose in. get all the foam up your nose.
Yeah.
No, it's just beer, put in a pint tumbler and drink it. I go for my Trooper beer tumbler that was gifted to me, which kind of started my beer journey of, hey, now I actually own a beer glass. And maybe I now own too many. But
Yeah. When was this? When was this, Stu?
what the Trooper beer
Yeah.
tumbler? Oh, I was I think it was during lockdown. Obviously, this is
Oh, that's
kind of where this
awesome.
podcast
That's yeah.
generated,
Where
but
we were born.
I was maybe bending the rules, going to a friend's house for a few drinks, and it was like, you like Iron Maiden, and you seem to drink beer. This is for you. So I was gifted the Trooper beer tumbler, and it is definitely my go-to tumbler for drinking
That's beautiful,
any
man.
old beer.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Thank you for hooking us up with that, Stu.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
Wait, one more.
Oh, okay.
I do have another nice beer glass, and it was one I bought from Stuart's Brewing.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a pint glass that's got a nice little pattern across the whole tumbler, and in the center it says Stuart's Lager, and I just for the fact that I fucking love
Class.
myself, it's got my name on it. So I've got this lovely pint glass that says Stuart's Lager, and it's saved for special occasions.
Oh,
Like
it's
it's at the
amazing.
back of the cupboard. But
Yeah,
when there's like a time where it's like I've got a beer I'm going to enjoy, go drink it from my favorite glass.
100%, dude. Your missus gets it out just to have a glass of squash or something. Just like put it
Who
back
the
in the
fuck
cupboard.
drank milk at my
Don't
lager
don't
glass?
touch it. Stop. That's beautiful, man. That is beautiful. On my end,
Tell me about Tom's tumblers.
so you're a fan of alliteration too. I always go, well, I don't, for the show, I just tend to drink out of the bottle because I'm a scutter. But normally I go with dimpled mug.
Oh yeah,
This is, it just feels so
classic
good,
British.
man. Yeah, you're right. It feels so good in your hand. It's got like a bit of a, not too heavy, but a bit of a heftiness to it. But yeah, I always go with that when I'm drinking bitters,
Mm-hmm.
Scotch ales, mild, you know, strong British strong ales. I always
Yeah.
go with this pretty much, dude, because it's if you're having a heavier drink, you want kind of heavier glass.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I've got this one, a favorite. My boy hooked me up with it.
Oh yes,
Say
the
no names.
Goblin Witchwood Brewery tumbler.
Yeah, which is gorgeous. I like the tall boys.
Mm-hmm.
They're really cool, and I like the design of this. I like the ones that don't half-ass it. They actually put the
Yeah.
logo on, and you got the typeface on. That's gorgeous, dude. And another one, and I'm not saying where I got these from, but this is my Banks's glass, and I think this was from some kind of comedy show that they put on a few years ago. But
What's the subtitle underneath that?
yeah, Banks's
Bankers.
tells it like it is,
Ah.
which is kind of cool. And it's on the bag. It says National Tell the Truth Day 2018. Put that in your
Fair enough.
diaries, guys,
Mm-hmm.
because that's coming around again soon. But yeah, really like that one. It's got the classic logo on. And then
Aye.
last but not least, I also have a Trooper glass,
Oh.
which has
Ah,
got
yeah, Eddie on it.
on the front there, yeah. Which is it's a fantastic glass. Like it's so well made. It's actually got him at the bottom as well. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes, I would show you the same, but I would end up spilling the beer over
Yeah,
me.
don't do that. Don't do that. Keep the brewski, man. But yeah, which is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom, like really just well done.
Aye.
And you got the Robinsons logo just at the back
Yeah.
as well. So yeah, man, that's kind of a few selections from the collection. But like
Mm-hmm.
it's struggled to find space
Yes.
for them all
I
now, man.
have 4 or 5 spare beer glasses just tucked into a beer 52 box into my box room. Just on the off chance that if I ever
Safekeeping.
lose a tumbler, I have some
Yeah.
backups. I
Got a
mean, I've
backup, dude.
lost one beer tumbler since moving into this house,
Oh,
and it's the tale as old as time. The washing machine's on a spin wash, and it knocked something off the drying rack, and that's how I lost my Stormtrooper tumbler.
oh, yeah, from that brewski. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I remember
got
that one.
the gift set at Christmas, so I had the tumbler with the Stormtrooper helmet on it, along with their Galactic Pale Ale. But the tumbler only lasted a few weeks.
Ah, that sucks, man. That sucks, dude. That sucks. But man, you got a pretty decent collection. So lose one, but you got
Buy
a
three
you
in
got.
its place.
I was gonna say, yeah, you got quite a few backups, so I'm sure it'll be okay.
Yeah.
In terms of the brew, Stu, how are you feeling aside from pissed?
You know, it's manageable. I could feel like I could definitely probably drink. Say maybe if I was given like half a pint, I could
You can do it.
sit and nurse it, just work
Mm.
my way through it. It's fine. It's just probably would not be my go-to.
Yeah, kind of in the I don't know, man, kind of in the same area as you. It's
You're a
very
more of a more seasoned porter stout drinker.
Mm. Yeah, I do really like him, and I think that it's just very light. I was expecting a
It
bit
is.
more heft to it.
I'm glad it's lighter, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, it's flavor wise not a lot apart from the smokiness. As I say, it kind of just evaporates in your mouth a little bit
Yeah,
once you got it in there. So it's a bit
it's
of a shame, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I definitely preferred the double Joker tonight. The two
yeah.
brews for certain.
To be honest, speaking of alliteration, I do prefer this Midnight Sun over Hatherwood's Purple Panther Porter.
Oh, that sucked. Yeah,
That
that
was just
sucks.
that was just overflowing with smoke and better. That
Yeah,
just overwhelming. You just could not enjoy that.
that was. I think that was even smokier, but even lighter than this brew. Like that just was
Right.
just that. Yeah, there's no real kind of complex taste to that, if I remember.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's quite low on my porter chart, but not bad at all. Okay, I think it's time to throw the towel in. Admit defeat. The beers have knocked us on our backsides, and it's time to take a nice sweaty nap on the canvas. We seem to have had both glass bottles and glass jaws tonight, and drinking this beer has been a pain. Yeah? No?
Hmm.
Well, check us out on social media.
Do you like what you're
It's
hearing?
at it's at the Lagerlogs on Twitter and Instagram. If we don't hit 500 followers within an hour of this podcast going live, Stu has threatened to bomb a library. He's serious. It was illiteracy that made him do it. Miss-illiteracy. His primary school English teacher. I commend his commitment, but do not stand by him or support his actions in any way, legally or ethically. But thanks for hooking that up. I really appreciate that on behalf of the podcast. I'm glad that you did that. You don't have to say
And
anything because saying any more will just incriminate you further.
I'll embrace it. If you don't want me to bomb these libraries, send us
Whoop.
listener questions.
There we go. Come on, and if you do, you're gonna get hooked up around Christmas
Don't
time.
ask me about the brewing process because I don't
You
make the
don't.
beer.
Yeah,
I
no
just
more of
drink
those.
it.
No more of those. No, we we really appreciate all the questions and
I've already
thank
fired
you.
all of my staff.
No, I knew you were going to say that. Thank you to Tanner Gook94, Sheffield Beer Belly for your questions.
Thank you.
Next week it's going to be a strong ale celebration. Yes, we're jumping off or into rather Adnam's Broadside. Plus, the revenge theme continues as Old Speckled Hen attacks in its final form. You got it. It's time to tackle Old Crafty Hen. Really looking forward to that one. Would you believe that we've never covered the English strong ale on our show before, and it's one of my favourites. So I can't believe it's going to be fantastic. Well, all good things must come to an end, including us. Yes, I will be live streaming the fulfillment of me and Stu's Suicide Pact later on this evening. Anything for my Twitch audience, anything.
Smash that
Bon
like button.
voyage. you go. You go first. Go on. You go.
That was it.
You go. Want to hear it? Go
Oh,
ahead.
you want me to finish the show?
No, it's
Aye,
okay.
we'll see
I think I've got a last little bit of energy in me. Voyage, booze, hounds, say goodbye.
Oh, come on, Tom. You've got to kind of get that.
Bon voyage, booze, hounds, say goodbye, Stu.
Whatever is going down, I'll have another. We can't stop till the rivers are dry. You can walk away without saying goodbye. I've never seen you before, but tomorrow I might be your lover. Let's have another. Let's have another. Let's have another. Let's have another. Let's have another.
Just
I was like a
wiped him
fucking
off his
turtle
feet.
blown over on his shell. Couldn't get back up. Just struck with the sound waves from Tom. Tremendous Tom. Tumblr Tom. Goodbye, ladies and
That's the
gentlemen.
nickname.